Hello, welcome back to another pen talk. The subject is another Chinese pen and another mashup. It's very surprising to me. I just am totally blown away by how the different Chinese manufacturers are putting together various parts from various pens and coming up with something a little new. So here we have is a B698, and you may say, well, that cap doesn't look like a 698, and it certainly doesn't. The body might look like a 698, but gee, look, there's a clear piston seal there. That's very nice. The top part here, where the outer sleeve of the screw fits into this little faceted section here. Like the 698, the cap pulls off in order to bring the piston down. The gold ring here matches the gold clip, so a little bit of aesthetics there. The smoky clear acrylic matches the smoky clear acrylic in the cap. So it's an interesting approach, but I have to admit that that wouldn't have been my first choice. The two reasons why I ended up owning this pen is, one, Bobby, well, here's the auction. Here's the description. He really touted this pen, and I have to be very honest, it's bizarre. I just find it a little bit interesting, and I also saw the clear piston in the photos in the auction. I go, clear piston, nice. That should be in other pens like the 618. I don't know why the clear piston isn't used in all the Wing Sungs, but it's not, so that makes no sense. Why is this piston collar here kind of a silver color and the rest of the metal pieces are gold? It would have been nice if that was a gold color or some other neutral color, or maybe even clear, and maybe a clear piston rod. So it's bizarre. The cap does lock securely in place, so that's nice. What differs from the 698 is it's a pull-off cap. And we see a clear section, which is not unusual, and we see this little O-ring here, which would have been nice if that was clear instead of black. There's no reason why it couldn't be clear. There's a number of clear O-rings, especially in the BBS pens, or Pen BBS pens. So overall, it's just a mishmash. Here's your fine, generic Lamy style nib. It was sent with an extra fine and a fine. I don't know whether that's typical, but at least Bobby sent me those, and I prefer the fine. So when I ink this up, I'm going to use the fine nib. And we're also going to swap it out with a Lamy nib, just for those who like to swap nibs out and see how they look. So, you know, why does this pen exist? Extremely good question. Here's another pen that I reviewed because it was recommended, and it's another mishmash or mashup or chimera or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's interesting with the piston fill. I mean, that certainly puts the pen into another league. You know, here's a regular 698 piston filler with gold trim. So the blind cap looks very similar, but not exact. The little ring is flat here. Here it's concave. You can see that the faceted section in the barrel is slightly different size, and of course this has that green insert in it. And then when you go to a 618, so these are all Wing Sungs. You assume they're all kind of made in the same factory, but it'd be nice if this clear piston seal was used on these two pens. I don't think the black piston seal lends anything to the aesthetics of the pen, and the clear would certainly add to that, especially when you got a pen which is like 100% clear except for that. So as you can see, I'm confused, stymied. This has become an adventure, which is kind of like Alice in Wonderland, you know, going down the rabbit hole. I mean, it's bizarre. So I'm going to continue on this adventure. I have more pens coming. We'll see how they compare. But in the meanwhile, we'll ink up this modified 698 or modified whatever, and write with the nib, which is a generic nib, but I've been surprised with the generic nibs in the past. As usual, I think of things before writing on paper, so I wanted to compare it to the Lamy All-Star that I have, and if you line up the nibs, you can see the sections are similar but not the same exactly. The Lamy is longer. This O-ring here adds to the sealing of the cap where this O-ring does not. The caps have liners in them which have a little structure in it that attaches to this section on the pen, so that's how they really seal into place. The nibs are very, very similar, and I have experimented with swapping out this Wing Sung nib with a Lamy nib, and the Lamy nib fits fine, so that's going to be one of the things that we'll explore. The clear section is certainly cool. I don't know whether Lamy's doing a clear section or are considering it, but I think that's something that they might end up doing at one point in time. It's interesting to see how sometimes what's mimicked becomes the mimicker. But these different manufacturers, Wing Sung in particular, and has certainly taken some aesthetic liberties with what they've done. Not exactly certain their motivation, but it certainly adds for an interesting pen. And we'll see how the pen performs its function. There was no ink that screamed out, put me in the B698, so I kind of did an eeny, meeny, miny, mo and came up with this ink, which I haven't used for a while, which was quite interesting when I first started working with it. So it's an iron gall ink. It's kind of darkish purple. You know, Raher and Klinger, I think, makes excellent inks. So we'll see how it works in the pen. So how does this differ from the 698? Well, pull off cap, number one. And number two, it actually posts. It posts deeply. It doesn't post on the blind cap. It fits fine in the hand. This pen is very lightweight. There's very little weight to the cap. You may notice the little cross at the top, which is very common with Lamys, and that's something you can use to unscrew the finial and take apart the cap, the clip and the cap liner, so that makes it easy to disassemble, fix the clip, replace the cap liner, or do anything else that you might want to do from a cleaning perspective. It has the two facets in it, like the Lamys do. And they kind of keep your fingers in a certain position, but they are kind of wide and big, so there's some latitude there, but not a lot. So if you're a fan of the Lamy Safari section, then this one will certainly work well with you. As you can see, I got a completely full fill there, and nice color showing through the clear section and feed. The nib is typical of this type of Lamy style nib in these Chinese pens. It's smooth. It has good flow. But nothing to write home about. It doesn't require much pressure to write. So this is a pen that you could write for long periods of time without any issues. But a lot of people talk about nib swaps. So I had Invested in some Lamy nibs. I put a 1.1 stub into another piston filler pen. So here we have the extra fine nib, which also came with the pen, and then you have your 1.5 Lamy nib there. So we're going to do an on-camera live swap, and we'll show you how easy that is to do. Everybody has different grippers that they use. I happen to use this rubber gripper, which is something that I get from that holds the lobster claws together. So you got to grip it, do a little bit of permutations to get the nib off. The nib came off easily when I first did it. We're going to have to do a little bit of off-camera work. I had to go to my modified pliers here. For whatever reason, it slipped on and off easily before I inked up the pen, but after I inked up the pen, it didn't come off as easily as I expected. So here's the Lamy nib. It slides right on to the feed. It fits fairly securely, which I've had an issues before with Lamy nibs in these pens, but this one fits well. So we're going to give some time for that feed to saturate and ink up the nib, and then we'll write with this 1.5. The 1.5 slipped on very easily. And it works good in this pen. I mean, this is a nice stubby nib. You know, very, very fine cross strokes, but the downstrokes with the 1.5 can be quite thick. You know, the flow is fine. Progressive insurance flow. So just wanted to show you that this Lamy nib seems to fit fine on this Wing Sung mashup. There's nothing here that says Wing Sung, so I'm just taking the seller's word on that one. But it works. And you get a piston fill Lamy for a few bucks, and you can afford to spend a few more dollars on getting a nice stub nib. I have some Chinese Lamy style stubs on the way to me, so when they show up, I'll definitely share them with you. And they certainly, you can get like a set of 4 for half the price of one of these Lamy nibs, so that's a nice investment, and we'll see how well they work. Considering I don't think the Lamy nibs have a lot of unique characteristics to them. It's just a piece of stamped steel. Obviously, tolerances, dimensions, the materials are going to impact how it works, but I don't think it's going to be difficult to provide you with a very nice writing experience with less expenditure of money. So thank you for watching. Another exploration of Chinese pens. As you can see, this Salix ink comes down as a very nice kind of dark bluish color, and as it dries, it turns into more of a darkish purple color. That's part of the properties of an iron gall ink. So we've reached the end of this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this look at a interesting pen, to put it mildly. May you have many great writing experiences, and as you can see, there's a great variety of pens, nibs, inks, and papers to help you enjoy your writing experiences. So until next time, bye.